Good morning. I'm Brad Becker. I've been with the church since its inception, which started 30 years ago this month, actually. We had our first service down by the Mississippi River with a baptism, and then we proceeded up to the middle school, as you can see here. And that's where Pastor Larry was standing at the altar. And up there it says church in a box. And that's really what the altar is a box, and it had everything that we needed for worship for those first few years that we were there. So the reason I'm talking to you today is a little bit about the finances of the church and where we are and where we're going and where we hope to be. So if we want to move on to the next one, I think when we started 30 years ago, here's our charter membership with all of the signatures. I think there were about 80 families, roughly speaking, between 1994 and 95 when we actually signed this charter and became an official ELCA congregation. So it was exciting. Many of the people that are originally signed this charter I still see out in the congregation, so that's pretty much a testament to our longevity of being around here for 30 years. We're all probably a little bit less gray and a little bit younger, but it's okay. So we can move on to the next one, and then we decided shortly after we started our congregation that we needed to buy some land, and we had an opportunity with the Kuklux. Ambrose Kukluk and his wife Mary Jane gave us the opportunity to buy the land that we're sitting on right now. And so we purchased that land, and then shortly thereafter we decided that it was time to start a building. So in May of 1998 we decided to start the mission to grow, and so we did a capital fund campaign back in May of 1998. Then in May of 1999, we actually broke ground on the land for the building that we have right now. And so in May of 1999, we started this. We proceeded. I think during the summer of 1999, we decided we wanted to have a tent and actually do our services out here. So that tent was down by where on the other side of the house there. And so we had services down there for many weeks until we finished the building, which I believe came in the fall of 1999, in the structure that we're sitting in right now. So we proceeded on with that. We then decided shortly thereafter that we needed to provide an education wing, and so the children were tired of walking across the parking lot to go to the basement of the other house to have church or to have Sunday school services. So then we went on and we added on to the structure that we have right now, and that's the existing Life and Learning Center to the south of us here. Shortly after that, you can see here all of the kids that we had, and it's so exciting to see the number of kids. And this being Rally Sunday, it's nice to see this church is back full again. And so, but with all of that and with the opportunities that we've had our own challenges. So right now, 25 years later from the existing building, we've had challenges. We've had changes in pastoral leadership. Although when you think about it, we've been here 30 years and we're on our third lead pastor. So, I mean, we've had changes, but it's all been positive, and I think that's been good as well. However, the thing that probably hit us the hardest was COVID. And I think it hit everybody hard. And so a number of people decided that they weren't going to come back to church because of whatever reason, whether it's the COVID, whether it's just a different reason. But it hit us. It hit us with the loss of members. It hit us with the loss of financial gifts. And so we struggled here for a little while. And right now, this summer, it's been a tough summer for all of us. And we've struggled a little bit with our finances. I think right now the church, the operating budget is down probably about 40 grand year to date. So that's a significant number. The second thing that's now hit us and is now a challenge for us is the Montessori. We had been leasing to the Montessori for many, many years, and they've struggled the last few years. COVID hit them really hard, and they've had a hard time getting students to come back to their program. And so as a result of that, the end of August, they decided to cease operations. So that's an additional $2,500 per month that's impacted our budget. So as a result of the Montessori loss of income, as a result of the reduced givings, it's been a challenge. However, we also have opportunities, and right now we have exciting times. We have new Pastor Jake, we have his wife Stephanie. We just recently had new members brought into our church, which is exciting. It's always glad and happy times to have people growing with our congregation. We've got an engaged council. The last few years, I think our church council has really stepped up and done a lot of wonderful and neat things. This year with Danetta leading the council and the year of Connect, it's really exciting. I think it's wonderful that we're starting to reform small groups and that we're starting to help people to connect again with other members of congregation. And so it's been a good time, and it's been exciting times. The other thing we only have about $57,000 left on our mortgage. And you might think that's a lot of money, but in reality, when we started this, the purchase of the land, the purchase of the building, this existing building, the building of the addition of the Life and Learning Center, we probably have $1.5 million invested in this facility and the land. And for us to only owe $57,000 is really a testament to all of you. And so I'm very proud of what our congregation, and you should also be very proud of what you've done for our congregation. So it's been an exciting time. However, we have to now start to look to the future. And so I think we have opportunities. Even though we're a little short financially right now, I think we have the opportunities to maybe eliminate that problem. And one of the things that the finance team has talked about is maybe we should run a capital fund campaign and let's eliminate the debt. And you might think, well, why do it now? So I think the opportunity is we reduce our monthly expenses so we become more cash neutral when it comes to expenses and income. I think the second thing that it does for us is it gives us the opportunity to start new for 2025. And you go, well, why do we need to do that? Well, I think there's lots of things that the council has talked about. I think there's exciting things that the council wants to do. I think we need to start to look to the future and what does that mean for our congregation? What do we want to do with our legacy? Our legacy doesn't mean what we have a building paid for. That I don't think that's what God's looking for us to do. I think what he wants us to do is to establish our legacy as what we've done originally with one of our mission statements. And I'm not sure if I got the exact right words here, but I know one of the things that we had before was to reach, teach, invite, and grow. And so I think that gives us the opportunity to go back and to start to focus on those programs and to focus on our youth and to focus on other areas of our ministry that we need to continue to promote and to grow. So what we're asking to do now is let's start this capital campaign. Our whole goal is to have the mortgage paid for by All Saints Sunday. And you might think, well, why All Saints Sunday? Well, it's a perfect time for us to have this debt, this burden put behind us and to start to focus on the future. And the saints certainly were there helping us to focus on the future. So that's our goal is to move forward. One of the things that I wanted to talk about a little bit is I got this book on Tuesday from a friend of mine. It's called When God Winks at You. And I'm not going to stand up here and ask you to give so much money, to give X number of dollars of money. That's not my choice. What this book talks about when God winks at you is it says, let go, let God. And really what they're saying at that point is give your burdens to God, let him take them over, and just focus on what he wants you to do, not the burdens that are weighing us all down. And so in this book, there are several stories about prayer and how does prayer change things. And I'll just read you a couple of things here. One is a passage. It says from Jeremiah, I have good plans for you, not plans to hurt you. I will give you hope and a good future. So that was one of the things that one of the testaments talked about was letting go and moving forward. So I think that's what we need to do. I think we need to focus on the future. I think our opportunity lies ahead of us to help promote new ministries for the future. And I think that's where we need to focus is on our future and our legacy. One of the things that Dolly Parton quoted in here, it says, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. Well, I think we've had enough rain, and I think we're looking forward to the future. I think we all want to look at the rainbow, and we're not looking to get to the end of the rainbow to get that pot of gold. I think we're really looking to get to the end of the rainbow, to get to heaven and be proud that we did all we could for God as he has directed for us. So what can you do for us now? Let's go to the next one. Let's sign the water source, because we're going to reach out to other people that weren't fortunate to be blessed with my speech here today and make sure that they all know what we're looking at, what we're trying to do. So let's do that, and then let's spread the word. Pastor Larry started our congregation 30 years ago, and he's going to be here on Consecration Sunday. I think it would be an awesome gift to him to be able to walk in on November 3rd and say, we're going to burn the mortgage because we paid off this building, and it's all because of something that you helped get started for us. So I pray for your blessings and for God's blessings on all of you. Is there any questions that you have here before I step down? Okay, we'll be around afterwards, or you can reach out to any of the finance team or any of the council, and we can address any of those questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad.